sorry about that. The video is getting long and I wanted to stop it so I could keep explaining. So again, how we found that was that a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So if the whole thing is 360, I just simply subtract each part to find the angle measurement of 2. So 360 minus 22 minus 22 minus 68 minus 67 minus 68 minus 67, and I was left with 24. Sorry, try that again. I was left with 46. But that was the measurement of the whole angle that was left. And since it's bisected, I divide by 2 to get 23. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to question number 2. I'll get a little funky on that one. Draw in my diagonals. That diagonal is very crooked. Let's try that again. There it goes, a little bit better. All right, so the information I know about this triangle is that this measurement is 3x. This measurement is 2x plus 5. And this measurement, which is 5x minus 7. How are we going to figure out what x equals? Well, we're going to go off the information we know about the figure of a kite. And again, we always remember that the diagonals are perpendicular. So let's go ahead and start with this part of the kite because we know the most information about this one. So if this is 90, this is 3x, and that's 2x plus 5, all three of those would have to equal 180 to be a triangle. So I have 3x plus 2x plus 5 plus 90 equals 180. Combine like terms, I get 5x plus 95 equals 180. Subtract the 95, 5x equals 85. And divide by 5, x equals 17. Now, do I end up having to need the 5x minus 7? No. So in this case, it's more or less remembering what you need to know and what you can use. So in this case, this was not usable based on what I was given. So sometimes you're given more information than you really need. Let's try number 3. Okay, this angle up here is 5y plus 8. This measurement is 9x minus 16. This measurement is 3y. And this measurement is 7x plus 12. And we know these sides are congruent. Now in this example, we don't draw the small or short diagonal because it wants to reference the whole angle versus the angle being split. But regardless of how that works out, we do know that these angles are congruent to each other. Okay? And the reason why we know that these angles are congruent to each other is based back up here. If these are congruent to each other, 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 congruent, then 1 plus 3 is going to be the same thing as 2 plus 4. So we know that the the angles here would be congruent. So 7x plus 12 equals 9x minus 16. So combine like terms, add the 16. So x equals 14. Okay, great. Now we're going to use that information to figure out how to solve for y. So in this case, remember that these angles are bisected. So whatever this is, the other side is going to be the same thing. But we always know that a triangle is 180 degrees. So I'm simply going to substitute back in 14 for one of the angles and find the angle of y. So let's go ahead and do 7. X plus 12. So 7 times 14 plus 12 is altogether 110. So I know that each of these angles are 110 degrees. So now I can solve using the rest of the information. So I know that 5y plus 8 is the same thing on both sides. I have 3y at the bottom. And we just discovered that this angle substituted in is 110. And all together, that's 180. So combine like terms, 8y plus 118 equals 180. Subtract the 118. 8y equals 62. Now, 62 isn't divisible by 8, but I can simplify it to be a simplified fraction because they are both even numbers. I know they can divide by 2 at least, so I end up with 31/4 for y.